Gavin O'Neill, WBC international champion. Tune in on follow sporting icons.
Former super middleweight champion and current Sky Sports commentator Carl Froch gave a quick interview to BBC Radio 5 Live, which is a radio station, of course, which I listen to quite a bit for football news and plenty of other news. But anyway, Carl Froch gave his thoughts on the alleged $50 million offer from Team Wilder to Anthony Joshua. And this is what Carl Froch had to say. It's just exciting. I want to see this fight, but I don't think it'll happen next unless the 50 million can be substantiated, because they'd be silly to turn that down, I think. But I think Joshua will be too good for him and he'll beat him. Then when he's beaten Deontay Wilder, the world's his oyster. He's undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. He can do what he wants. He can have a couple of steady defences and it quietens up all the critics and all the people that want to see him maybe get beaten or maybe be in a hard fight. It quietens them. It silences them down. So I think strike while the iron's hot. The fight's there for him. If that 50 million is there for the taking, go and take it and go and win the fight. Joshua's on the best platform and he's earning good money, but he earns the money because people want to see him fight. People pay to watch him fight. He's got to the point now where, does he want to earn another 50 million or does he want to unify the division? I think he should be looking at unifying it and the money should be secondary. So that is Carl Froch's statement. So, of course, he agrees with most other people where they say, okay, so prove you've got the money. In other words, substantiate it. If you've really got it, prove it. If you can prove it, then let's go forward. Let's get this fight done. I've said all along, I don't think Joshua is going to try and squeeze some more money out of them. I don't believe that's what they're going to do. 50 million is more money than what he would have made had Deontay Wilder have accepted the 12.5 million. There's no way Joshua would have made 50 million. So this is one hell of an opportunity for him, no doubt about it. But the problem is the money real? Going by the history of Team Wilder, probably, maybe yes, because of Al Heyman, but maybe no, because they've never backed him before. You know, they lost a measly $7.1 million purse bid to Alexander Povetkin. That's how much faith they have in Deontay Wilder. His highest payday is $2.1 million, and that was his 40th fight after 10 years against Luis Ortiz. And there's plenty of other reasons, of course. Now, Al Heyman, he almost bankrupted the PBC. He did, and Showtime obviously unhappy about all this, but either way, he does have history of putting on big fights. Floyd Mayweather, a lot of people say. But Deontay Wilder is not Floyd Mayweather. Not even close to it. Not even a speck in the ocean to Floyd Mayweather. Not even close to it. So where people say he put on a couple of $100 million fight for Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, it's because it was Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, not anybody else. Okay, he couldn't do that for Errol Spence. He couldn't do that for any other fighter other than Floyd Mayweather. Okay, so what do you think his cut out of that was? It was pretty decent, but it would have went into his personal account, not his business account. That's for sure. If you look at the way Eddie Hearn pays his fighters, you know, he had Dillian White. He was offering Dillian White to pay Deontay Wilder $4 million plus US TV money. And that's double the money than what Deontay Wilder would have got for facing Luis Ortiz at 2.1 million, right? Over double. You have many fighters. Look at Kell Brook. He's earning an absolute ton. Tony Bellew, an absolute ton. So when people say that Eddie Hearn is running a plantation, well, if he is, then he's paying them very, very well. And if anybody, Al Heyman is underpaying them really in comparison, wouldn't you say? So who's really the slave master here? I would imagine that'll be Al Heyman, right? So he's like Django. Now, I agree with Carl Froch. I think 50 million, he should take it. No doubt about it. For 50 million, he's not going to earn 50 million in his next fight. Now, that's $50 million. That's about 35 million pounds, which is probably about 15 million more than what he would to maybe face Povetkin, or maybe 10 million to be fair, because Povetkin is obviously quite a big name. If the fight goes ahead with Wilder and it happens in the UK under the Matchroom umbrella, then Joshua will get 25 to 30 million. So you're talking 10 million-ish more than what he would get to have it in Wembley. All he's got to do is travel to America. That's pretty much the biggest thing there. But can Team Wilder substantiate the money? Can they prove they have the money, rather than people just saying, well, it's Al Heyman? Well, that's not good enough, because maybe Al Heyman doesn't have the money. Maybe Al Heyman isn't going to pay the money, because Al Heyman hasn't said a damn word. It's been Shelley Finkel all the time. Maybe this is just some marketing ploy to hype up Deontay Wilder's next fight against Dominic Breazeale. Maybe it's a way of trying to gather a bit of interest, where they say, okay, we'll give you the money, but we're going to try and get some sponsors and try and hype your name, Anthony Joshua, because we can't do it, because nobody in America, outside of YouTube, knows who the hell Deontay Wilder is, unless you watch Wags Atlanta. So, for me, I don't believe that 50 million is there, but I would love to be wrong. Personally, I don't really care how much Joshua gets paid. It ain't none of my beeswax. All I want is the fight. I would prefer it to be in the UK, so we have two champions going up against each other for undisputed. We've never had that in the history, so that would be history in itself. Everything else, do what you like. But I'm pretty sure, though, I'm pretty damn sure, if they did end up paying Joshua cash, as in they did legitimately put 50 million in escrow, then the undercard is going to be gash. Absolute gash. You know it is, because they're not going to pay anybody. So, anyway, drop your thoughts below about Carl Froch's statement. Click that thumbs up. Subscribe. Catch you next video.